right, Alexis, you said you want to go to jail already because you're tired? All right, so that's what drugs will do sometime. It'll make you sleepy. So my suggestion to you, get awake because your attorney is coming. Rodriguez? All right, so the first thing we have is the affidavit to surrender surety.
Yes, Judge, I had not seen her since I got notice that if there was a pre-trial violation, you wanted
So you want to go forward on the,
yes, some sort of violation on pre-trial services.
yes, I mean, do you
Oh, yes.
still want to surrender surety? All right, Laura Deputy Mejia, she's going into custody. All right, so the affidavit to surrender surety will be granted. And then we have the non-compliance. And this is the first violation report.
There was a second one, I believe, yesterday.
Is there a second violation on Ms. Rodriguez? All right, so what I can tell you on your violation report, the violation report is that you have not done your testing, your drug testing, or done your sober support meeting. So obviously you want to be in custody. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Have you contacted your attorney?
No, ma'am.
So obviously you want to be in custody because if you did not want to be in custody, you would have contacted your attorney. You would have done your conditions that were given to you while you're on bond, and you didn't do any of those. So that tells me,
I think the person I've been going to go see for the drug testing, telling him that I haven't been able to make it because I picked up a job, night shifts, and I have 2 kids and I got no help.
Mhm.
So I've been telling him like whenever I've been able to
if you're drug tested today, it's going to be dirty, right?
yes, ma'am.
All right, so obviously you've found time to use drugs during your busy schedule, but you can't find time to report to pretrial services. And based upon your drug use, you should not have custody of children because when people are using drugs, they are not good parents. You can't be a good parent and use drugs. So there you are. So you're going into custody today?
And Judge, I just see one violation report filed on first.
And that's my mistake. I thought there was a second one, and you said there's a compliance hearing set for today, and that's when I caught
Oh,
the first email that came out.
All right, so Norma,
yes, ma'am.
reset, and are you going to stay as her attorney or no?
I'll do a motion to draw up the next week, Judge.
All right, if you want to go ahead and go on orally on the record.
And go to Oral Road.
All right. The court is going to call NITMAC number 738729, State versus Alexis Christian Rodriguez for the defense.
Judge Joseph McAguilar on behalf of Ms. Rodriguez. I am the attorney of record and have filed an affidavit to surrender, and I would also like to make a verbal motion to withdraw as her attorney.
All right.
And no communication or follow up in any employment agreement.
All right. As previously stated, the court is granting your affidavit to surrender surety, and the court will grant the motion withdraw. And I think once you've done the affidavit to surrender surety, there is sort of a conflict.
Exactly.
All right, that will be granted. Your excuse.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
I do have one more back.
All right. Are you able to afford an attorney?
Not at this moment, no.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, see if she can be interviewed for a court-appointed attorney.
Yes, ma'am. I'll send it to Mac.
All right, and then Norma, let's recall this for the week of July 21st.
I can do the 22nd.
All right, and if you can make sure that she has a reset form.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, just have a seat, and could you all hold on to her? All right, court is calling 2025 CR 007780W, State versus Alexis Rodriguez. Could I have parties announced?
Duffy Pitlock for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Charles Buck from Ms. Rodriguez.
And are you Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Bonk, you were recently appointed on this case. By recent, I mean today.
Yes,
Are you waiving your notice, your 10
Yes.
days?
we are prepared. I've had a chance to review the state's file in its entirety. I'm comfortable that I'm familiar with the discovery and reviewed that with my client as well. So we're ready to proceed today.
All right, Ms. Rodriguez, did you review the waiver of indictment reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand it?
yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to have a grand jury receive the evidence in this case and make a determination on whether or not to hold you over for trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that your attorney has certain rights that are associated with your due process? Namely, once the information is presented to them, 2 days is allowed to pass, and then they have 10 days to prepare for trial. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment and waived reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Defense, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Rodriguez, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the information with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
We do.
And state, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Rodriguez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged by information with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Do.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. There's a $60 restitution to be paid to the Bexar County Laboratory for testing, a TAP evaluation, follow the recommendations of the TAP evaluation, random drug testing, and the drug education course. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State is at the plea.
Yes, it is, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
State offers at this time State's Exhibit 1 to include all attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. And the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we believe she's worthy of the plea bargain. We ask you to follow it. The offense date is 2023 and it was still, we pled down a waiver plea. So she's been waiting quite a while. The court ordered her the 60 support meetings, which she did. I know the violation report indicates that she did not, but she showed me proof on her phone that she in fact did do the 60. So she's off to a good start. Now she's ready to put this behind her. She has a good job and the support of her family.
Okay, and I know that you were appointed this morning,
Yeah.
but she said she was going to be positive. So we still have some work to
Well, we
do.
got work to do, but
Yeah. So Mr.
trending,
Yes, hopefully in the right direction.
absolutely.
Who is Joshua Chavez?
He is my brother.
All right, and who is Roy Medrano?
He is a friend. Well, he was a friend of ours at that time.
And who takes care of your children?
I do.
And how many children do you have? And what are their ages?
My son is 2 and my daughter will be 1 July 4th.
And who's with them right now?
My brother.
I don't know what's going to happen with the world. The world is in a precarious state. Because when you think about it, your brother's doing marijuana and drugs, you're doing marijuana and drugs, and you just left your children.
Oh, I have multiple brothers.
So is it Joshua Chavez?
No, they're not with Joshua Chavez. They're with Matthew Gonzalez, my oldest.
All right. And has he ever used drugs?
No,
Where are your parents?
they're both at work.
And why are you doing drugs and you have children?
Just, I don't know, go through a lot, so it's just unbelievable.
All right. So, and the reason why I ask these questions is I ask these questions because I want you to start thinking about things. And you need to start thinking about what positions you're putting your children in. When children are that age, or really at any age, their brain is developing. And when you're using marijuana around them, using drugs around them, and I know it stinks. And you know how I know it stinks? Because we had a case in this court where they kept bringing drugs out and I kept getting headaches from the drugs. And then driving in this vehicle, you had somebody who thought that dousing themselves in cologne would make everything smell better. And you know what it ends up being? Have you ever had someone who never took a bath and they just doused themselves in cologne? You know what it smells like? Somebody who's never taken a bath and they're just dousing themselves in cologne. And you're having your children around that and having your children around people who they shouldn't be around. I don't know why Child Protective Services is not in your life. I have no control on.
Didn't have children at the time of the offense.
So you decided to go forth
She's
and procreate, even though you haven't got your life together.
Basically, yes, ma'am.
So what do you do for a living?
I work at HEB.
Doing what?
I'm a stalker, an overnight stalker.
Okay. And when you're stalking, who's watching your children?
My parents, at that time, they don't work.
Okay. So it would probably be best, unless your parents are in agreement with you using drugs, it's probably best for your children to stay at your parents' house, for you to pay child support or at least drop diapers or provide financially for your children until you get your life together. Because when people are using drugs, they don't make good decisions. And when they don't make good decisions, people end up getting hurt, whether it's intentional or unintentional. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. We'll do a referral to felony drug court. TAP evaluation. Follow all recommendations. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. No unsupervised contact with minors. And counsel, once she provides the courts with clean UAs, at least 2 clean UAs, the court will reconsider the no unsupervised contact.
Yes, Judge.
Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. 100 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
I did 2 years in college.
All right, so what is your dream job?
The RN.
I'm sorry?
RN.
All right, so here's the problem. Now, it could still happen, but people will not trust you as an RN because you're around meds and you have this drug case. So let's say, it still could happen, but let's say that falls through. What is your dream job? Other than that, think on it, okay? You should be able to answer that question. Where do you see your future? So I'm going to order the 100 hours community service restitution. That will be deemed satisfied if you complete some sort of higher level education or obtain a trade school certification. $60 restitution to Bexar County Lab for testing. Is there anything else, probation? No. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? State, she does have a warrant. Defense, what do you want
We're gonna
done?
ask you to recall the warrants.
State will not object.
All right, and I'll ask that the warrant be recalled. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And I'm sorry, Bashan, add parenting classes as well. All right. Charles, I'm adding parenting classes because I think that's good for her. All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? We can go off the record. Do not miss any of these appointments. You're going to have an appointment with probation. You're going to have an appointment with felony drug court, and you're going to have a TAP evaluation appointment. Those, they usually give you on separate dates. If there's some confusion, you need to pick up the phone, call probation and say, hey, I'm a little bit confused. Have I already done this, or is there another date for me? Because if you miss those dates, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to get a motion to revoke filed, and I'm going to sign it if it's in order, and then it's going to be addressed later. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you're clean and you feel like you're going to use, call probation and say, I feel like I'm going to use. Guess what? They're going to try to get help for you. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
And don't ever tell somebody, I'm sleepy, you've had drugs. You know what I mean? That's not good.
I had drugs.
You know, that's why you were sleeping. You were tired from the drugs.
It's cold in here.
Nobody goes to sleep when it's cold.
Yeah.
She worked overnight, Judge.
Nobody goes to sleep when it's cold.
She worked
Charles.
overnight. I'm just saying she worked overnight. That's why she was tired.
Mhm. All right. Good luck to you. Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Bond.
you.
Let's get the facts straight. She loves a verbal ashtray. Never blowing smoke when she gets pissed. She's quick to castrate. Love her on a good day, love her on a bad day. Either way, she's here to stay, stay, stay. Call up holy, 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 holy.